4 people are now charged with first-degree murder in the shooting death of Chicago police officer Ariana Preston. Police say the group had been on a crime spree before killing the officer. Fox 32's Joni Lum joins us live from police headquarters with the latest. Joni?
Hello, Sylvia. Investigators had to work through their sorrow, and they say that community involvement helped them to make arrests and stop a crime spree that victimized women alone before it ended with the fatal shooting of Officer Preston. The offenders are teens: 19-year-old Travell Breland, 19-year-old Joseph Brooks, 18-year-old Jaquan Buchanan, and a 16-year-old male. Police say at least 2 of them shot at Officer Ariana Preston when she was returning home from work at 1:42 a.m. Saturday. Police say the 4 offenders were traveling in a stolen red Kia, and they were looking for people to victimize. They allegedly committed multiple crimes before ambushing Officer Preston.
As Officer Preston was returning home from her tour of duty early Saturday morning, 4 offenders pulled up in a stolen vehicle. The offenders quickly exited the vehicle and ran towards Officer Preston while armed. An offender fired at Officer Preston, who returned fire. The offenders continued to shoot Officer Preston, and offenders stole Officer Preston's weapon before all offenders fled the scene in a stolen vehicle.
Her last arrest that evening, even the arrestee, once finding out the news of what had happened, she wept. But that speaks to credit of Officer Preston.
Commander Pendarvis says that the charges put police on a path to heal from the loss of this star officer if they can ever get over their grief. The officer's weapon was stolen. It has not been recovered. That stolen car was set on fire, and those 4 offenders are going to be in bond court at this hour.
What's up, everybody? Today we're going to look at a night of leaving work turn into the demise of a Chicago police officer. On May 6, 2023, Officer Ariana Preston left duty and arrived home. A stolen red Kia came down the street and spotted Officer Preston. While exiting her vehicle and getting close to her home, Officer Preston was ambushed. A barrage of gunshots came towards her and she returned fire. Officer Preston was outmanned due to 2 suspects shooting at her. While she went down, the suspects came up to her and took her duty weapon from the holster. Her weapon still has yet to be recovered. A neighbor called police at 1:42 a.m. after hearing the gunshots. Officers failed to arrive. At 2:02 a.m., Officer Preston's Apple Watch once again notified 911. The only reason that she was taken to the hospital was due to a nearby officer responding to an accident within the area. As he seen her laying on the ground, he rendered CPR, picked her up, and placed her in the back of the squad car, where he rushed her to Chicago Medical Center, where she succumbed to her injuries. The suspects were only teenagers: Travell Breland, age 19, Joseph Brooks, age 19, Jaquan Buchanan, age 18, and Jalen Frazier, age 16. The youngest suspect called a friend and bragged about killing Officer Preston. He told the friend that was my work. The friend then went to detectives and told them the information that they had received from Jalen. The detectives told the friend to call Frazier again as they were sitting there. Frazier began to repeat the same story he once told before, and the comment of it being his work, basically bragging on killing the officer. He implicated the other suspects as well. Detectives ended up finding an address that they mostly frequent. While staking out the place, Joseph Brooks was putting a bag in the back of the Uber. When the Uber left, officers pulled it over around the corner, and they also had SWAT go in and get the other 3 suspects. Once they pulled the Uber over, they found a bag full of weapons, and in those weapons was the murder weapon of Officer Preston, a Glock 19. See, that weapon, it contained fingerprints from Brooks, Breland, and Buchanan. There is DNA evidence that is still at the crime scene that is being collected as we speak. There is no bond provided to any of the suspects that have been implicated in this murder of Officer Preston. They are facing first-degree murder with a slew of other charges. The stolen vehicle was found at 7200 block of South Eberhart Street, completely burned down. Upon researching this tragic incident, I found out Officer Preston was set to graduate with her Juris Doctorate this Saturday, May 13th, from Loyola University. As of now, her mother is set to accept the Juris Doctorate on her behalf. These are some questions that arise while I was researching this case. Why did it take officers so long to respond? The first neighbor called at 1:42 a.m. Still no response. Neighbors often say that that neighborhood is not filled with any type of violence. Violence just never goes on there. So as to why, we'll never know. Also, we'll never know who sent that 911 alert from Officer Preston's watch. Could it have been her? Could it have been her last final act of trying to save her life, like she saves countless of other lives as being a public servant? I guess we'll never know that as well. The suspects were literally on a crime spree that Saturday, as they started at 12 in the morning robbing people, and their last victim was the one that they killed. This situation is completely sad. My condolences and prayers go out to the family and the friends and the officers as well. Before the ending of this video, I'm going to play a heartbreaking interview that her mother gave. I'll also be providing updates in this case as they come. And please, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. As always, remember, tomorrow is never promised, so do what you love today. Peace.
I stand before you guys today as a mother, a heartbroken mother. A mother that's full of anger, rage, questions why. We poured into her. We poured into her education. But as I said in that courtroom today, the people I really felt sorry for was those boys. I felt sorry for them because nobody obviously didn't pour into them. Nobody told them that they were loved. Nobody told them that you can do anything, like I constantly preach to my daughters. My daughter was 24. Criminal justice was her background. She graduates May 13th from Loyola. Education is what we preach. As crazy as this may sound, I pray for their family. I really, really do. I pray for their family. Anytime you can shoot somebody and say, that was my work, what kind of human would say that about another human being? We're gonna get through this. Ariana will get justice. You guys are gonna be seeing a lot of me. A whole lot of me. Because I'm a praying mama. And I had a beautiful daughter. that I know deserves justice. She's supposed to be in the courtroom. Well, here I am. I'm in the courtroom for her. God is good. Keep praying for us.
What will justice look like in this case through your eyes?
Justice to me is life, a life sentence. That's justice for us.
Nothing brings her back, but does this give you some measure of closure of grief?
I think the hole in our hearts will never be closed. It just won't close. We're a tight-knit family. We did everything together. We did everything together. We're talking about a missing person. We planned so much. We planned trips together. We planned graduation party together. We're missing someone. It's always going to be a hole that can't be filled.
Do you have any plans for the day that she was going to graduate? Anything specific?
The day that she was graduating, my other daughter was graduating the same day from Governor's State. So later on that week, and then my bonus daughter was graduating the following week from Sacramento State. So we had planned a graduation party the 27th. So we were getting everything together for that. And as usual, Ariana was saying, "Ma, you're doing too much." That's me. I'm the overtop mom. I'm the mom that, even at 24 years old, I wanted to see where my baby was at, who she was with, what they were about, what their parents were about. The one thing I can say is that I know that we gave our all, and my baby is in a better place, and we're going to get through this. Thank you guys for being patient with me. I just had to process it all.
Thank you for the platform.
Thank you so much for sharing your stories, for the brief time sharing your own.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys.